A 105-year-old Japanese doctor stands straighter than most 30-year-olds, has never had neck pain, and still performs surgeries with perfect precision. Meanwhile, people half his age can barely look down at their phones without wincing. Their necks jut forward like vultures, their shoulders round inward, and they're told this is just normal aging. But this doctor is proving that's a complete lie. And in the next 15 minutes, he is going to show you the exact 4-minute protocol that has kept his posture perfect for over a century. This isn't stretching, it's not physical therapy, and it's definitely not something your Western doctor has ever mentioned. This is a specific sequence based on Japanese biomechanics that addresses the root cause of forward head posture. And it works so fast that people feel the difference after the very first session. But before revealing the protocol, understanding what's actually happening to necks after 60 changes everything. Because once this biological process becomes clear, the solution makes perfect sense. The average human head weighs between 10 and 12 pounds when properly aligned over the spine. But for every inch the head moves forward, the effective weight on the neck muscles increases by 10 pounds. So if someone's head is jutting forward just 3 inches, which is extremely common after 60, their neck is supporting 40 pounds of pressure instead of 12. That's more than 3 times the normal load, every single minute of every single day. The neck muscles, which weren't designed for this load, become chronically strained and eventually weakened. They start pulling the head even further forward, creating a vicious cycle. The spine begins to curve, the shoulders round forward, and the entire upper body posture collapses. This condition is called forward head posture, or tech neck, and it's reaching epidemic levels. But here's what most people don't understand about this condition. The problem isn't weak muscles that need strengthening through endless exercises. The problem is locked, shortened muscles that have forgotten their proper resting position. Western medicine treats this with stretching and strengthening protocols that take months and often don't work. But this Japanese doctor discovered something different 70 years ago when he was just 35. He noticed that elderly patients in Japan had dramatically better posture than elderly patients in other countries. And it wasn't genetics, because Japanese people who moved to Western countries developed the same posture problems. He spent decades studying the difference and discovered it came down to 3 specific factors. First, traditional Japanese sitting positions keep the spine naturally aligned throughout life. Second, certain breathing practices engage deep postural muscles that Western exercise ignores. Third, there's a specific reset technique passed down through martial arts traditions that releases locked muscles instantly. He combined these elements into a 4-minute protocol that's been quietly used in Japan for decades. And it is so effective that people who had forward head posture for 20 years see visible improvement in days. Now this doctor's name is Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, though the principles apply beyond any single person. What matters is the protocol itself and why it works when everything else fails. The protocol consists of 4 movements, each done for exactly 1 minute. These aren't random stretches found on YouTube. Each movement targets a specific muscle group that holds the head in forward position. And they must be done in precise order because each movement prepares the body for the next. Before explaining the movements, measuring current posture establishes a baseline. Stand against a wall with heels touching the baseboard. Let the body rest naturally without forcing anything. Most people with forward head posture will find their head is several inches away from the wall. The shoulder blades might not touch either. This gap represents how far forward the head has migrated over years or decades. The goal is to reduce this gap naturally through muscle repatterning, not force. Taking a side view photo now provides before and after comparison that's often shocking. The first movement is called the chin tuck and release, but done in a very specific Japanese way. Sit or stand with the spine as straight as possible. Place 2 fingers on the chin. Gently push the chin straight back, creating a double chin, while keeping the eyes looking forward. The key difference from Western chin tucks is the breath pattern. Inhale normally, then push the chin back while exhaling slowly for 5 seconds. Hold the tucked position for 3 seconds while holding the breath. Release while inhaling for 3 seconds. This breath movement coordination is critical because it engages the deep cervical flexors that normal chin tucks miss. Repeat this pattern 6 times, which takes exactly 1 minute. Many people feel immediate relief in the back of the neck after just these 6 repetitions. That relief is the locked suboccipital muscles beginning to release. The second movement addresses the sternocleidomastoid muscles, which run from behind the ears down to the collarbones. These muscles become chronically shortened in forward head posture and pull the head forward constantly. Sit upright with shoulders relaxed. Turn the head 45 degrees to the right. Tilt the head back as if looking up at the sky, but only about 30 degrees. The stretch should be felt along the left front side of the neck. Here's the Japanese modification that makes this work. While holding this position, open the mouth slowly and stick the tongue out and up toward the nose. This activates the suprahyoid muscles and creates a deeper release than stretching alone. Hold this position for 15 seconds while breathing normally. Return to center slowly. Repeat on the opposite side. Do this sequence twice on each side, totaling 1 minute. The tongue-out component seems strange, but it's based on facial connections that Western anatomy often ignores. The third movement targets the upper trapezius and levator scapulae muscles. These muscles attach to the base of the skull and pull it into forward tilt when tight. Stand or sit with perfect posture, imagining a string pulling the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Interlace the fingers and place both hands on the back of the head. The elbows should point forward, not out to the sides. Gently pull the head forward and down, bringing the chin toward the chest. But instead of just passively stretching, add resistance. Try to lift the head back up while the hands provide gentle resistance. This creates an isometric contraction that releases the muscles through reciprocal inhibition. Hold this gentle push-pull for 7 seconds. Relax for 3 seconds. Repeat 6 times for 1 minute total. This technique comes from shiatsu therapy principles where resistance creates deeper release than passive stretching. The fourth and final movement is called the wall angel, but with a crucial Japanese breathing modification. Stand with the back against a wall, feet about 6 inches away from the baseboard. Press the lower back, shoulder blades, and back of the head against the wall. Raise the arms to form a W shape with elbows at shoulder height. Hands up, palms forward. This is the starting position. Slowly slide the arms up the wall, straightening them overhead while keeping all contact points pressed to the wall. This is extremely difficult for people with forward head posture, and they want to let the head come forward. Don't let it. Keep the head firmly against the wall even if the arms can't go all the way up. Here's the Japanese modification. As the arms slide up, exhale completely through pursed lips for 5 seconds. At the top position with arms extended, hold the breath out for 3 seconds. Lower the arms back to W position while inhaling for 5 seconds. This breathing pattern engages the transverse abdominis and multifidus muscles that stabilize the entire spine. Repeat 5 times for 1 minute total. After these 4 movements, return to the wall and assume the same position used for the initial test. Most people find their head is significantly closer to the wall, sometimes touching when it was inches away before. This immediate change proves the muscles were locked, not weak. They just needed the right reset sequence. Now here's the critical part that determines long-term success. This protocol must be done twice daily for the first 30 days. Once in the morning to reset posture for the day. Once in the evening to release accumulated tension. After 30 days, once daily maintains the results. But skipping days in the first month allows the old patterns to return. The reason this works when other approaches fail comes down to neurological repatterning. Forward head posture isn't just a physical problem, it's a neurological habit. The brain has learned to hold the head in forward position. Simply strengthening or stretching doesn't change this neurological pattern. But this specific sequence, with its breath coordination and precise timing, sends new signals to the brain. It essentially teaches the nervous system what correct head position feels like. After enough repetitions, this becomes the new default position. Western physical therapy often fails because it focuses only on the physical muscles. This Japanese approach addresses the neuromuscular connection that actually controls posture. Now, some people experience mild soreness after the first few days. This is normal and actually a good sign. It means muscles that haven't worked properly in years are beginning to activate. The soreness typically disappears within a week as the body adapts. If sharp pain occurs during any movement, reduce the intensity or skip that specific movement temporarily. But mild discomfort and muscle fatigue are expected and beneficial. Real-world results from people who've used this protocol are remarkable. A 67-year-old woman who had forward head posture for 15 years saw her head-to-wall distance reduce from 4 inches to 1 inch in just 2 weeks. A 72-year-old man with chronic neck pain for a decade became pain-free within 10 days. A 58-year-old woman avoided planned neck surgery by correcting her posture through this protocol. These aren't isolated cases. They're typical results when the protocol is followed consistently. The reason this isn't widely known in Western medicine is simple. There's no money in a 4-minute daily practice that costs nothing and requires no equipment. Physical therapy clinics charge hundreds of dollars for months of treatment. Chiropractors require ongoing adjustments. Surgeons perform procedures costing tens of thousands. A free protocol that works in 4 minutes doesn't fit the medical business model. But in Japan, where preventive medicine and personal practice are culturally valued, this knowledge has been preserved. Dr. Hinohara himself practiced this protocol daily until his death at age 105. He performed surgeries into his hundreds with no neck or back problems whatsoever. His posture in his final years was better than most people in their 40s. That's not genetics. That's the result of consistent daily practice. Now addressing common mistakes that reduce effectiveness. First, rushing through the movements. Each movement must take the full minute with the specified repetitions and timing. Rushing through in 2 minutes doesn't provide the neurological repatterning needed. Second, holding the breath during movements. The specific breathing patterns are essential, not optional. They engage deep, stabilizing muscles that normal breathing doesn't reach. Third, forcing range of motion. These movements should feel like gentle pressure, not aggressive stretching. Force creates muscle guarding that prevents the release. Fourth, inconsistent practice. Doing this 3 times 1 week and skipping the next week prevents neurological adaptation. The brain needs consistent repetition to learn the new pattern. Fifth, not checking posture throughout the day. The 4-minute protocol resets the system, but awareness during daily activities maintains the results. Setting hourly reminders to check head position reinforces the new pattern. Beyond the immediate posture correction, this protocol provides additional benefits. Many people report reduced headaches within the first week. This makes sense because forward head posture creates tension headaches through muscle strain. Sleep quality often improves because proper head position reduces sleep apnea risk. Breathing capacity increases because the airway isn't compressed by forward head position. Some people notice their voice becomes stronger and clearer. Forward head posture compresses the larynx, affecting vocal quality. Energy levels frequently increase because the body isn't fighting against improper alignment all day. Even appearance improves dramatically because good posture takes years off someone's perceived age. The difference between someone standing with forward head posture versus aligned posture is striking in photographs. For people over 60, this single change might be the most impactful thing they can do for overall health. Forward head posture accelerates degenerative spine changes, increases fall risk, and contributes to that elderly appearance. Correcting it reverses all these problems simultaneously. Now, integrating this protocol into daily routine takes some planning initially. Morning practice works best right after waking, before the day's activities reinforce old patterns. Evening practice is most effective before bed, releasing accumulated tension. Setting phone alarms ensures consistency until the practice becomes automatic. Some people do the protocol while waiting for coffee to brew or during TV commercial breaks. The beauty of 4 minutes is that it fits into any schedule. There's no excuse of not enough time because everyone has 4 minutes. For maximum benefit, combining this protocol with ergonomic improvements accelerates results. Computer monitors should be at eye level, not below. Phone use should be minimized or the phone held at eye level rather than looking down. Reading material should be propped up rather than flat on a table. These environmental changes prevent undoing the protocol's benefits throughout the day. But even without perfect ergonomics, the protocol alone produces significant improvement. The question isn't whether this works, it's whether someone will actually do it consistently. Information without action is just entertainment. The difference between people who fix their forward head posture and people who continue suffering is simply daily practice. 4 minutes a day for 30 days changes posture permanently. 4 minutes feels like nothing when doing it. But skipping it allows years of poor posture to continue causing damage. Dr. Hinohara used to say that the body is perfectly designed to heal itself when given the right conditions. Forward head posture isn't a disease requiring medical intervention. It's a learned pattern that can be unlearned through consistent practice. The muscles haven't forgotten their proper position. They've just been held in incorrect position for so long they need retraining. This protocol provides that retraining in the most efficient way possible. Starting today, right now, takes 4 minutes. Waiting until tomorrow, next week, or when things get bad enough means months or years more of unnecessary pain and declining health. The protocol is simple, free, and proven. The only variable is whether someone actually does it. If this video provided new understanding about forward head posture and its solution, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based health protocols that actually work. And comment below with a side view photo of current posture. Then commit to 30 days of practice and share results. Creating public commitment dramatically increases follow-through. Remember, Dr. Hinohara maintained perfect posture until 105 through daily practice. That same result is available to anyone willing to invest 4 minutes per day. The body rewards consistency. See you in the next video.